Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I think we've got a pretty wild one here. Despite what this looks like, I have not actually been in here yet. It came like this, but it's got a long ways to travel. That'll happen sometimes. But I think we've got a pretty weird one here. REMETTE is a company that I have been very excited to keep eyes on over the last few months, or actually, has it been over a year? Anyways, they have developed some pretty fun stuff for the knife world. So I will link this down in the description. To my knowledge, it is available, so you guys can check it out if you want. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Let's find out. I could have just taken that off, I guess. What do we have here? This just failed completely. Must have been glued to the top. So this, okay. It is what I thought. It also probably said, yeah. This is the REMETTE RT Sharp Leopard RTSLA knife. Okay. The Leopard is probably what I'm going to call it. RT Sharp Leopard. Okay, do we have a new gravity knife? I assume that's what this is. We have the wings. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's exactly what that is. So, this is like the swordfish, except what they did here, I'm going to move this so that the camera can focus. What they did here is they decreased the size of the body for people who wanted to carry something like this, but smaller. I do like that pattern there. That's very cool. And instead of the body coming to a symmetrical top, what they did is slant it over. I guess kind of like how the Combat Troodon looks. Still a face switch and still the wing opening system, right? Meaning the wings just open up to the side. By the way, if you're new to my channel or you're confused how it works, this is not a review. We're just taking a look at this for the first time. It's my first impressions. After I've had a chance to carry and use this knife for a bit, we will do a full review. It doesn't appear that there's anything different. This slot right here, this triangle, is to accommodate for the blade because it does get super duper close in there. But it looks like the same as last time. These two little parts down here, like this section of the blade or underneath the blade, locks underneath or sits on top of the shelf. Shelf? What's the word I said was S-H-E-A-L-T-H. Shelf with an F. It slides on top of that shelf that's created by those wings. I tested this. If you guys remember, I tested this system. I'll have to test this knife separately. But I went out in the REMETTE RT Swordfish video, which you can actually still go watch, the unboxing. And I held onto it like this with a glove and jammed it into a fence, and it was fine. I would venture to guess that you do need to keep pressure on those wings while you do that. Which is, I don't know. I mean, if that's actually the case, it's kind of like saying frame locks won't disengage as long as you keep pressure on them. And people feel differently about that. But this is cool. It feels very, very similar to the RT Swordfish. Just smaller. Full titanium case, and honestly, the milling and the amount of titanium that's involved here is actually really impressive. This looks like it has a little bit of a different clip and absolutely no option for left-handed people, which is kind of a bummer. On the last one, on the RT Swordfish, the blade could be flipped around. And then wasn't there a mounting position on the other side for a pocket clip? Why wouldn't they do that on this one? Oh, because if you flip the blade around, if you flip the blade around, then you can just use this side for the pocket clip. Okay, I see. I remember. Or figured it out by myself. I honestly can't remember if it's the same way on the other one. I don't remember off the top of my head. This is an M390 blade. Yeah. M390 blade with, I think they call this, it's a two-tone finish. So up on the flat, we have like a machined satin finish. And then this is, do they call that the pearlescent finish? Something like that? It's fine. It's kind of an overcast, cloudy looking finish. Real quick here, let's measure it. Overall length of this guy coming in at, oh, that's much smaller, 6.75 inches. Blade length is coming in at we could probably call that 2.8 to the middle of the frame. Blade length or cutting edge length is about 2.75. Let me get out the actual, I'm going to cut the video and get the RT Swordfish out real quick. Okay, so the RT Swordfish is actually quite a bit bigger. So there's your size comparison here. In fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the camera down so that we can actually get a better look at these guys, or closer up look at these guys. So the overall length of the RT Swordfish, for those of you who are considering one or the other, this guy is about 7.75 inches with a blade length of 3 1/8. I honestly thought it was bigger than that. Cutting edge is probably right at 3 inches. Yeah. As far as the switches between the two, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think this switch, the way that it's shaped, like this one's okay. It's not bad at all. But this one, just a little easier. I also find that the spring tension, and I bet that's on purpose. That's actually an interesting point. The spring tension on this guy, this might be a little easier to operate, but the tension holding these pieces in is not quite as high as on this one. This has a noticeable increase in tension. I wonder if it also just doesn't wing out quite as far. Yeah, this goes out further and it's easier. This is a little more tension. It doesn't come out quite as far. So probably, here's another thing I'm noticing. This knife sometimes gets caught in the wrong place on deployments. Like it closes too soon and gets caught on the part of the blade where it's not locked out, like this. And then you have to pull it out. In the entirety of this video, I don't think that I have accidentally deployed this one incorrectly. Every single time it's gone into the locked position. So while this feels, I think it's the tension. Truthfully, I don't know that this button has better traction. Maybe slightly. They're about the same. I think it's the tension on the surface. Neither one has excellent traction. So with this one having what feels like more tension, it makes me feel like I'm going to slip off the button. Did it actually lock out there? I missed it for the first time. So I think I understand what they're trying to do with this guy. This guy still feels a little bit more natural, probably because it just fits my hand better, right? But this is cool. I do like the look of it. It looks like it's just like the other one. It looks like it's going to be an OTF. People had questions that I didn't answer with this guy that when I unboxed it. Is there rattle in the closed position? Maybe the slightest. Can you hear it? If there is, it's like the slightest bit. This guy has a little more audible rattle. Open position. Can't tell if it's my fingers or if there's actually rattle. There's something that's making the slightest little tick, but almost nothing. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to carry this. Oh yeah, we should probably weigh it because it's not necessarily, I'm not going to call it a lightweight object. But the weight on this guy coming in at 4 ounces. So on the heavier side for something of this size. Neat though, and it'll definitely tickle the fancies of plenty of people, I'm sure. Both of these knives will be listed down in the description. You can check them out. That's going to be it for today until we return for the full review. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex if you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you'd like to check out my other content. I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. If you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on the Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.